Welcome to DataPencil.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our 50-day SQL practice challenge. Today it's day 16 and we will proceed with queries that are related to calculation part. Means to find the total, to find the average, to find the maximum value, etc. If you are new to this channel and you want to join this challenge or you want to join our SQL plus AI course, all challenges and courses are free here. Only thing, you have to subscribe the channel so that you will get notified about the new batch release date and new registration date of all challenges, including this one, which is 50 days SQL challenge. Okay, we share everything via community post, as well as we share all notifications on our WhatsApp channel, official WhatsApp channel, DataPencil. Link is given in the description. You can follow that and you can subscribe our channel to get notified. Alright, so let's begin with our day 16, and first of all, let's open our VS Code for that. So I have already opened my 16th day SQL file and already entered in our database. So now begin with our first query, and in this query we have to find the total. So we basically have to find the total salary per employee. Okay, means for each employee we have to sum their salary. If employee whose ID is 101, they have salaries for month September, suppose 56,000, then month of October they get again 656,000, month of November they get 65,000. Okay, so what is the total salary? So to get the total salary we have to add them, and to add, what we will use here in the SQL, we will use the sum function. Alright, so let's see what we want in our result window. So in the result window, what we want the employee related details, means employee ID and employee name, and we want their total salary. It means in the third column we want the sum of salary, right? So for that we have to select what we need to select. Firstly, employee ID, then employee name, and then we will use the sum function. Sum function is applicable on which column? So it is applicable on the salary column. Only then we can add the salaries, and this data is available in clean salaries table. Now as we want the data per employee, so employee wise we want the data. So for that what we will use group by employee ID and employee name. Okay. Now in the salary table we have only employee ID, correct? We don't have employee name. Let's see our salary table firstly so that it will be clear. Here it is our salaries table. In this you can see that we have only employee ID and not employee name. So to get the employee name, what do we need? We need employees table as well, correct? So here what we will do, we will join it with the employees table too, so that we can get the employee name also in our result section. So join it with the clean employees table, and let's define it with E. Let's define this with S. On what basis we are joining? So where E dot employee ID is equal to S dot employee ID, correct? And here also we will simply write E dot employee ID, E dot employee name. Here also E dot employee ID, and here E dot employee name, and here S dot salary, right? Now when we will run it, we will get the employee ID and employee name both. Okay, fine, let's run it again. Fine, so here you can see that we have employee ID, employee name, and their total salary. Alright, here instead of writing this sum of salary, we can give this column a name. So to give the name we have to write as, and now the name that we are going to provide is called as alias name. So let's write here total salary. This is the alias name of this column. Now when you will run this again, here instead of this sum, the formula, here we can see now it's written total salary. So this is our data, correct? Now let's come to our second query, and this query is asking to get the average salary per employee. Sorry guys for the noise, because some construction work is going on, so please bear with it. Okay, now in this what we want average salary, and in the result section what we want? So in the result section we must have employee ID, and then the employee name. What else? We want the average salary. So don't you think that it is the same process we have to follow? Here instead of sum we have to use average function. Let's see, select, let me copy the whole code. You please try to write the code on your own instead of copying it, okay? Then here average, correct? Here let's write the average salary. So now let's run it. Okay, so here you can see we have employee ID, employee name and their average salary. Okay, so this is our second query. Now come to our third query, and it is asking the count of salary records. How can you count any record? So to count the record, so here you can see that employee ID and the salary ID, correct? Now look at here, if salary ID and employee ID, salary ID is 101, employee ID is 2001, okay? Then salary ID is 102, employee ID is 2002. Then salary ID is 103 and employee ID is again 2001. Then salary ID is 104 and employee ID is again 2001. Then again salary ID is suppose 105 and employee ID is 2002, correct? Now you want to count the salary records for each employee. It means the employee whose ID is 2001, how many salary records you are finding? So we can find here 1, 2 and then 3. What we did, we simply counted the rows, right? So first row, second row and the third row. So total 3 records this employee whose ID is 2001 has, right? Now if we talk about 2002, so this employee has how many records? So it has 1, 2 records. What we are doing here, guys, we are counting the rows here simply, right? So this is called count function through which we can count the records. Okay, now simply what you have to write, you have to simply select your columns that you want in your result window, and then instead of this average function, you have to use count function. Okay, count function, that's it. And then give the alias name to this count column. After that, you simply have to select your tables. If there are 2 tables involved, then you have to join it with another table. And then group by is must because we want the calculation for each employee. Okay, so group by employee ID and employee name. I hope you can do it. So please do it on your own and let me know if you will face any difficulty. I will try to solve it in the comment section. Please let me know in the comment section. Okay, now come to our fourth query, and it is asking for maximum salary per employee. Here again, it's very easy. I hope many of you all already know what you have to do. So this time what you have to find maximum salary, and to find maximum salary you need a function called max function, and the same process will be applicable here. So these tasks are up to you. You have to do it on your own. Very easy, very simple things, guys. The thing is that we only need to do practice. Initially, it might seem difficult, but I'm so confident. Why I'm saying this is very easy? Because I already did so many queries like that. So once you will also do enough practice, these things will be very easy. You will say, okay, it's nothing here. What ma'am is even teaching? There is no need to teach even these things. Okay, so let's end the video here and see you tomorrow with our day 17 tasks. So keep practicing, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.